Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Joining me today is Sriram Seshadri, and we're going to talk about this ongoing Sanatana Dharma must be exterminated statement, each statement becoming even more belligerent than the previous one, and the suggestion or the order that the Supreme Court had given, the directive that it had given to the state. All this and more. But before that, please like this video. And if you're wondering what Rag Uttishtata Jagrata is, it is based in Rag Desh, and it tells you that we are concerned for the Desh, the Bharat Desh that we all love so much. Let us welcome Sriram Seshadri ji. Sriram ji, namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel.
Namaskaram, Sri Ayarchi, and then namaskaram to all the viewers of P Guru's channel.
Sriram ji, I have now got all-time high hate comments from the Dumils. I'm actually being quite nice to these people. I can match them word for word, epithet for epithet, expletive for expletive, and I can better them. Some of the things I can say, they won't even be able to understand because they are such intellectuals. Anyway, let us leave it at that. I'm just ignoring for the point now. For now, sir, I just want to draw your attention to a reading that the Supreme Court made in April 2023. This is an article that appeared in Indian Express, and there it says, registered FIRs against hate speech, even in absence of complaints, Supreme Court directs states. Now, what is missing in this case is, if the hate speech is being delivered by the son of the sitting chief minister, what is the recourse? Do you think the chief minister is going to file an FIR against his own son? Probably not. He probably told him to say it because he is backing him up right now. So in such a case, is it not the duty of the Supreme Court to take suo moto notice and act on this, sir? What's your thoughts?
Yes, very, very disturbing thing. Thankfully, it has got the national attention. But, this has been disturbing us for quite almost 100 years now. And now it is getting attention because of this DOT alliance and Indi alliance. Supreme Court said in April 2023 that hate speech needs to be curbed, and then, with or without the complaint, suo moto action can be taken. When Nupur Sharma, this is again in the backdrop of Nupur Sharma case, and then when Nupur Sharma said what she said, quoted from the Quran, and the amount of threat that she received, and people who stood by her also received the threat, and then few were murdered by certain people. And, she was not initially not given a reprieve of consolidating her case to one single place. A case was booked for, in various parts of the country. And she wanted the cases to be consolidated, and then so that she would face the case in one place where she is secure. And even then, initially, that point in time, Supreme Court did not allow this to happen. And then now, of course, all the cases are consolidated. She is facing the case in Delhi, and she is still not normal. She is not appearing in public places because the threat still holds good on her. Here, the state itself is committing this hate. That's where the paradox is, Sri Ayarji. It's not Udayanidhi Stalin is not only son of the chief minister. He also holds a constitutional. He took oath on the constitution, and he is a member of the assembly and also a minister. So, which means he has additional added responsibility that he holds. See, when he said that in the last Saturday, if I'm not wrong, that in Sanadana Orippu Manadu, extermination of Sanatana Dharma, that's a conclave. And K. Veeramani, who is the president of Dravida Kazhagam Dravidian movement, which was started by E.V. Ramasamy Naikar, he said Sanatana Dharma equal to Hinduism, Hindu religion. Following that, Udayanidhi Stalin said Sanatana Dharma should be exterminated. We cannot tolerate it. It has to be exterminated, like dengue, malaria, corona, and the mosquitoes, right? So, which means he was equating this to the insects and diseases, and it has to be exterminated without mercy. That's what he meant. Thankfully, I said thankfully, this time BJP acted little more sensibly, because I am just holding them accountable for the past deeds. It would have been limited within the Tamil Nadu, and then BJP would have given a cosmetic opposition to that. Thankfully, this time they translated that into Hindi, English, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and I don't know what all languages they translated, published that across India, which caused a huge embarrassment. And every Indi alliance, the alliance partners had to distance themselves from DMK. Only Congress was caught, in a catch-22 situation, because Congress couldn't antagonize DMK. At the same time, they could not antagonize the rest of the parties across the country. Because if they antagonize DMK, their only hold and hope of winning or crossing that 54 mark is a donation from, or is a gift from DMK. They would lose that. So they can't dump DMK. If Congress decides, national leadership decides to dump DMK, then the regional Congress will exit out of Congress, and then they will form a new formation. Maybe Dravidian Congress would be the new party name that they will create, like what they did in Tamil Maanila Congress. These people will create a Dravidian Congress, and then everybody will move into that. And then, because they need a seat, safe seat, and without DMK support, they will not win any seat. Karthi Chidambaram, I always had a bit of regards for him, because he talks about the culture. He actually has talked against the Dravidian ideology on many occasions, and I was surprised that he just jumped into it. Was the first person to, probably one of the first person to jump into support Udayanidhi Stalin. Then I realized, okay, the Lok Sabha seat matters. Your ideology can be pegged for a Lok Sabha.
Flexible.
Yeah. Then Priyank Kharge jumped in. No doubt, no surprise from Priyank Kharge. Incidentally, people forgot to notice that Mallikarjun Kharge, 2 days before this event happened, said that if 2024 Modi ji comes back to power, it will be like Sanatana Dharma coming back to power. So, which means the entire Indi alliance, or at least the Congress and DMK, probably are hand in glove to exterminate the Sanatana Dharma from the country. So they wanted to alienate Hindus from the rule, or from the government. I think that's what their intention probably. But including Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal pitched in very late. At least 4 or 5 days later, he realized that if I don't react, then he can't go and chant Hanuman Chalisa this time to gain his victory or his support. So he late reacted, but still at least he reacted. In Tamil Nadu, except BJP, nobody reacted, including ADMK, because ADMK, there was a question put to me once, and then I answered saying, ADMK and DMK are the two sides of the same coin. ADMK put up a very, very feeble opposition, saying that when a question was put to Edappadi Palaniswamy asking, what do you reckon? What is your feedback on the comment by Udayanidhi Stalin? And Edappadi Palaniswamy responded saying that, talk to me, ask me anything about the people issue, not these things. So, end of the day, it is only BJP which has stood up for this particular cause. They actually did a great job of taking this national media caught on to it. And then what happened? Ideally, if I were a advisor to DMK and Mr. Stalin, I would have said probably keep quiet and then say I was misquoted, something like that, and then exit this. But they went on, took head on once again they took this in a wrong direction, because in Tamil Nadu it doesn't cost them. In Tamil Nadu, nobody bothers. Last 100 years, when this Hinduism and Hindu specific rituals were criticized, or it was ill hatred messages were spread across, Mr. Stalin, before became the chief minister, attended an Islamic wedding, talked about the rituals being followed, and he was making comedy out of our rituals. And the Karpar Kutam came out with Kandasashti Kavasam in a very, very ill-mannered way they portrayed. So all these things are contributions of the Dravidian ecosystem to towards spreading hatred towards this our beliefs, that is the Hindus' beliefs. But people kept quiet. They differentiated. Anmigam is not. They differentiate between spirituality and politics. They differentiated. If the politicians talk about ill of my beliefs, so be it. But I have a belief in them and on their ideology, and then I go and vote for them. That has been the case. And ADMK did not want to mess up with their Dravidian ideology, so they just gave a very feeble, cosmetic opposition to it, and then left it at that. But the reaction from Tejasvi Yadav, reaction from Samajwadi Party, reactions from Trinamool Congress, reactions from Shiv Sena, all were pretty strong, very strong reactions that came from. In fact, Trinamool Congress has been looking for an exit route from Congress. Arvind Kejriwal party AAP already announced in Punjab and Delhi they are going to contest alone. So the Indi alliance is no longer going to be there. And probably NCP and Shiv Sena also is trying for an exit route. So DMK came to their help. Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav also would be searching for an exit route, and DMK came to their help by giving it on a platter. Thanks to Annamalai, who actually created all these probably translation and then sent across to various parts of the party, it has now become caught the imagination of the nation. So what did Mr. Stalin do? He wrote a letter, because Prime Minister picked it up and then said we should not spare them and then we should give a befitting response. Stalin picked it up. The first line or first sentence or paragraph itself is a falsified statement, because he said in a Sanatana Edirpu Manadu, which is opposition of Sanatana Dharma conclave, instead of saying Sanatana Olippu Manadu. Olippu Manadu means extermination conclave. Sanatana Dharma extermination conclave. So he just mixed his words. But if one reads the English and the Tamil version of the letter, in the Tamil version it was all stoic, heroic response. In the English version, they were just diluting the entire conversation. Then A. Raja steps in as a sacrificial lamb because he is from a Dalit community. He steps in and then says, no, it's not malaria, it's not dengue, it is HIV and leprosy, equating Hinduism to leprosy and HIV virus. So that, diverting the attention. Thankfully, national leadership and everybody ignored A. Raja's comment, because A. Raja was put in as a sacrificial lamb so that he will take the brunt, and then Udayanidhi Stalin will be spared. But thankfully, nobody has fallen for this gimmick of DMK. But what troubles me is it's been almost a week. Supreme Court, in spite of 262 dignitaries, signed a letter sent to the Chief Justice. Chief Justice has not uttered a word. So, where is the justice? I respect Chandrachud, Chief Justice Honorable Chandrachud, very much, because in Article 370 case, probably one of the show that we promised to do it for our audience, Shri, we wanted to go through these cases. And Article 370 case, an amazing, questions that he had. Articulation of the abrogation and all. He had put up a lot of questions to the people who were opposing the abrogation. So I was, and he is the one supposed to have written the Ayodhya case verdict. Probably, he had written on behalf of all the 5 judges, and it is a unanimous decision. So he has his own judicial ethos. But in this case, he has not even reacted. He has not even said, okay, wait a minute, I'll come back to it once I go through everything, all the files. Nothing. He has not even reacted. Almost a week over. One could say that, he was busy with the the constitutional bench case on the Article 370 abrogation, but that also ended 3 days back. So arguments ended on the 16th, and then after 16 days, the argument ended about 3 days back. So he still had time to react, and he has not reacted. So I seriously wonder, people get away by the hate speech, and especially when it coming from the chief minister's son and a honorable minister of the state. What another thing worries me is, Shriyarji, two more aspects that worries me. Shekhar Babu, who is a HRNC, Hindu Religious and Charitable Trust Endowment Board's minister, and he's sitting there in the conclave, which is actually propagating extermination of this belief system. And why the hell he should be there? His presence itself is wrong. And being a minister, even Udayanidhi Stalin should not have been there, because he has taken an oath on the constitution. But on top of all these, what worries me, Shriayarji, is no other mutt leaders have come out strongly other than the Mannargudi ji. This worries me a lot. Only the common public, people like me, Rangaraj Pandey, Dushyant Sridhar of the world, and of course there are numerous people, Kolagala Srinivas, and there are numerous people. The list is long, but no religious leader has come out and condemned this statement across the nation. Of course, there is one person from Ayodhya made a statement. Of course, I don't stand with the statement. That's a different story. But this worries me a lot.
Sriramji, I just want to add to what you said. In a conversation yesterday on a different channel of P Gurus, I was updated that Hindu Munnani has been doing street protests all over Tamil Nadu against this particular statement of Udayanidhi Stalin. Now, I'm also hearing anecdotal evidence that Durga Stalin has been confronted by Bhakts saying, "What are you doing? What is your son doing? Is this the way to raise your son?" I don't know the exact questions, but these are all common people. They will speak their mind. They're not going to, couch it in niceties. And as to Mr. M.K. Stalin's letter, he's lying, because there is video proof that the guy says, "I congratulate you for changing the topic name of this conference from X to Y, extermination of Sanatana Dharma." So Udayanidhi Stalin has nailed it for M.K. Stalin. So you are a liar, Mr. Stalin, M.K. Stalin. You are a liar. That's the only way I can tell. Second of all, is this has now got the makings of a toolkit. Why do I say that? Watch what Mr. Siddaramaiah, the current Chief Minister of Karnataka, is saying. He says, "Well, I was forced to take off my top shirt and banian when I went to a temple in Kerala." Dude, which part of Kerala temple visits don't you understand? Everybody has to do it. That is the religious custom there. Not only in Kerala, I've got news for you. If you go to Susindram temple in deep south, near Kanyakumari, you have to do the same thing. It is a custom of the temple. Guruvayur, I've gone so many times. Hey, listen, it's not just them. If I go to see the Shankaracharya at Kanchi or in Sringeri, I take off my shirt and upper clothing. That is a mark of respect. If you don't know your culture, first learn your culture, because these are all the chief ministers. I am really, really up to here when I try to see that these people will say anything to get elected. There is a line that you are crossing. They have to understand this, and unless we point it out to them, at least next time he'll think, "Oh, if I say this, Sri Iyer will come and bang me again. Let him at least reflect once." This guy is a very shrewd fellow, I'm telling you. Tomorrow he might even join BJP. This is where my problem is. BJP will take everybody, put Ganga Jal on them and say, "You're clean now." That's not acceptable. Anyway, that's a different matter for a different day.
For your information, I wanted to add for that Kerala temple, when Rajiv Gandhi was a prime minister, I think, or when Indira Gandhi was a prime minister, Rajiv Gandhi was going. I don't know exact time period. He was asked to remove his, upper clothing and then go with bare body. And security protocol said, they can't allow it to happen. They said, then don't come to the temple. Very clear instruction saying that if you don't follow our rituals, you don't have to come to the temple. You can just stay away outside and then pray to Lord Guru Ayappa and then leave. And then, Rajiv Gandhi took off his shirt and banyan, the upper, upper wear, and then inner wear also. And then went bare-bodied to the temple, worshipped, Lord Krishna. I think, Siddaramaiah should know even his own leaders, ex-leaders, or at least, following the rituals of the temple. I think Siddaramaiah should read the history of our deep South Indian temples. You're right. Not only Susindram, across Kanyakumari district, any temple you visit, you need to take off your shirt. Male has to take off their shirt.
Not only that, sir, there is also a picture of, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Oh my God, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Our editor Sachin has done a fantastic job. That is, he's being weighed. This is Tulabharam, and you can see Karunakaran, the then Chief Minister of Kerala, or at least the Kerala Congress leader, and he is there. And this is proof. Siddaramaiah, right now you are in Congress. Remember that. Okay, and this is your leader. Try telling that this is not true. I morphed it. You can try anything you want. Also, another point that I wanted to make, you mentioned that Mr. Dravida Kadaham, Veeramani, had mentioned that Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism are one and the same. Mr. Veeramani, you don't need to say anything about Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. You know shit about it. Also, you should understand, you should remember what special name Dr. Subramaniam Swamy has given for you. It's a Tamil word. It starts with the letter P and ends with the letter I. I won't finish it for you. You should remember that. Because this rascal took this thing and made it as if he meant it for all Tamils. This happened a few years ago, Sriramji. Not only that, when Dr. Swamy went for a meeting, and I was there in Seattle, he had roused up the troops so much. There are Sri Lankan Tamils, the Dumils, all these buggers. They wanted to get out and extract an apology from him. Apology for what? He never said anything to any Tamils. He specifically meant to this one guy because of the things that he did to Dr. Swamy. I mean, the thing again, guys, you want to say comments about Dr. Swamy, understand he has gone through a lot, okay? And I'm eyewitness to all this. I saw this with my own eyes. So I'm not, quoting somebody else. Understand where he comes from. He has a lot of gravitas. You may agree with his viewpoint, you may not agree with his viewpoint, but he has a viewpoint. You have to respect that. Anyway, just going for a different topic now. Let's take a look at what is happening in Karnataka. I see that BJP and JDS has finalized their alliance. In fact, Yadurappa has announced this. Sriram, did they really need JDS?
Shreyaji, actually, they don't need JDS
that's what I thought.
For a victory in Karnataka. But alliance with JDS will ensure one thing, that Congress will be wiped out once and for all from Karnataka. At least it will be a clean sweep of BJP in Karnataka. Why JDS wants to align with BJP? Because DK Shivakumar has once again stabbed Kumaraswamy in the back. I tell you, I have been on the ground in Karnataka during the election for quite some time. The Okaliga votes, he wanted to consolidate and then win, especially the Mysore Karnataka region where JDS is at the strongest. They would have won at least 35 seats. And DK Shivakumar convinced Kumaraswamy that he will be rewarded well once a government is formed or once Congress wins. This is all okay. Nobody can confirm this because these are all hearsay from JDS, but one could corroborate this. JDS never campaigned extensively in almost 15 of the constituencies. Those are the constituencies identified where BJP could have won if JDS split the vote, JDS campaign, and then JDS could have split the vote, and then BJP could have won those constituencies in Mysore, Karnataka region, and Bangalore outskirts of Karnataka. So they had a tacit understanding. DK Shivakumar and Kumaraswamy had a tacit understanding, but probably now betrayed by DK Shivakumar and Congress. So and Kumaraswamy is seeing an extinct of JDS. He's also not well. Kumaraswamy is not well. I think he was hospitalized, and Devagowda is too aged, and Kumaraswamy's son is not there to inherit the entire party and so on and so forth. So Kumaraswamy knows it very well that it will either merge with the BJP or with Congress. The JDS folks will move to either BJP or Congress, most probably to BJP because of their allegiance to fighting the Congress. They have been fighting tooth and nail against the Congress, and then they also know what happened in 2019 when Kumaraswamy was made the chief minister, and then Congress ensured that he was not allowed to sleep even for a day peacefully. So they all know all these things, and then because of that, Kumaraswamy thought that JDS will probably see its light at the end of the day or see its sunset, and wanted to at least revive his party. So he went after BJP, in my humble opinion, and BJP accommodated because that would ensure at least 4 to 6 seats to NDA. Because JDS, if they stay away, there is at least a 4 to 6 seats they need to fight very hard. So instead, they ensured that let's seal that entire Karnataka. So I think 28 seats, if I'm not wrong. So they wanted to seal entire Karnataka and sweep it. So they accommodated JDS by giving, I thought they will give 2 to 3 seats. I think 4 seats is what Yediyurappa has come out with, which is a reasonable number in my opinion. That's a Mysore, Karnataka region. They would have given it to him, and would have ensured that all JDS votes gets transferred for BJP-JDS alliance. So it's in a way good move. Whether it is a necessary move, I don't think so, but at least in a way good move. So that way BJP would ensure they will march towards 350-400 mark as an NDA. So BJP is doing everything to go to that level of reaching 400 mark. I think that's what they have in mind, and they will even bring some more alliance partners into the game as the election election is nearer.
Thank you, sir, and we will keep you posted on that part. The makings of a toolkit are all there. You have to wait and see where the next one is going to spring from. By the way, there is an ongoing debate as to whether A. Raja, Tirumavalavan, another MP, are both Christians, but they are actually elected from scheduled caste reserved seats. And as to why this government is not initiating an inquiry and finding out the truth for themselves, I don't know. Because in this particular situation, especially in the case of Tirumavalavan, the news is that many genuine Christian church organizations are concerned about what this man is up to. They say that he is becoming involved in the politics of the church. He is trying to put his own people in every church. And this is essentially destabilizing the entire structure that used to be there. So, see, the thing is that this is where the problem comes when the majority chooses to be silent. We know the majority of Christians are law-abiding. They believe in the concept of Bharat. Yet when you don't say anything, these things start happening. Remember that no politician cares a hoot for any religion. He cares a hoot for when he is going to get elected and how much money he can make out of it once he is elected. That's all the goal here. Once you understand this thing, everything else becomes clear. That's all I'm trying to say. And now let's move on to the next one. It's a pleasant surprise in the Bypoll results. Would one say that for BJP, sir?
See, we need to look at the 7 assembly seats that went to poll. We'll take state by state. Tripura, Danpur and Baksanagar, right? Danpur and Baksanagar both had been a CPIM bastion, Sri Ayarji.
Unfortunately, as you can see, the audio was breaking up, and I think he dropped off the line. But he will be back very, very shortly. In the meantime, if you have not already liked this video, can you please like it? And I'm going to try and get some numbers on how many people are watching. About 1,000 people are watching, and we have close to, I don't know how many likes we have. He's just rejoined again. Sir, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened because I was not even touching my screen or keyboard, right? So whatever it is, okay. In Dhanpur, and I was talking about the two constituencies in Tripura, Dhanpur and Boxanagar. Both had been a CPIM bastion. Dhanpur, the person who actually Pratima Bhaumik joined the BJP in 2023 and then won the election. I joined BJP in 2023. Because of that, there is a by-election that came in, and so he
Sir, audio gone bad again. Sriramji, audio has gone bad again. Can you try changing your internet connection to something else? Because clearly we it started out strong and again starts breaking up.
Okay, let me try.
So as he tries to rejoin, and he's going to try and change the internet to a different, if that doesn't work, he'll join with his cell phone. These are all, what do you call, occupational hazards. Many of these governments, they know that there are people who give the contrarian view. Therefore, they try to, play with it. There are ways to do this thing. There's a lot of software that you can use to squelch, to try and throttle somebody's bandwidth, so that when they are online, especially P Gurus has acquired a notoriety, and it has gone a level at a totally different level, where a level in Tamil, if you ask me, because that is how it is. Chinese, you remember when Elmer Yuan used to come online, it didn't matter which part of the world he was, there would always be some crosstalk. And then I said, okay, fine, I'm going to only interview him face to face. Now you can't stop me. So these are things that happen. But here we go. He's rejoined again. Go ahead, sir.
Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
I joined from a different network, so let's see how it
Wonderful.
works. Okay.
Wonderful.
So Boxanagar and Dhanpur now. Boxanagar had always been a CPIM seat. BJP has never won it in the past also. Now in the Bypoll, they have won it. But winning these two are not the message, Sri but the message is twofold. Number one, the margin at which they won. Almost 80% of the vote cast had been given to, taken by BJP. More importantly, everybody in this country talked about Manipur issue would cost BJP heavily in the northeast. And if BJP had won with a very thin margin, or if they had lost Boxanagar, because which is a bastion of CPIM and has a significant percentage of Muslim population, if they had lost that, then immediately our ecosystem and toolkit would have come out and then said, BJP lost the entire northeast and then Manipur has the impact. This is the reason. Even now, BJP won 3, the others won 4 out of the 7. So there was one in Jharkhand, one in Uttarakhand, one in Uttar Pradesh, one in West Bengal, and then last one is in Kerala. So Uttar Pradesh had been again the bastion of Samajwadi Party. Samajwadi Party candidate, died, and then because of that, the bypoll happened, and sitting MLA, and because of that, once again a very strong bastion of Samajwadi Party with a high minority vote, and Samajwadi Party retained this seat. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha won in Jharkhand, and with a very thin margin. And what interests me is West Bengal and Kerala. The Indi alliance that they talk about, right? In Kerala, Congress fought against the communist. In West Bengal, Congress and communist is one front, BJP one front, and Trinamool Congress one front. Even in this inconsequential election, Sri they couldn't come together. They couldn't come and fight because nothing is going to change because of all these seats whatever has been won, except Tripura, because it had a message, it had a significance for Northeast and then Manipur violence and all these issues had been rigged. That was one point of interest. But other than that, West Bengal, at least Congress and Communists could have said, we are not contesting. Forget about they're putting a common candidate for backing Trinamool. At least they could have said they are not putting up any candidate. But they actually contested that election. And in Kerala also, they could have worked out some compromise. They couldn't. So this is the fabric of the Indi alliance. And that is why I say that the Indi alliance at a very, very weak spot. Aam Aadmi Party has today said, or last week said that they are going to contest on their own. Samajwadi Party, in my opinion, would want an exit route from Congress. Unless and otherwise Congress distance themselves from DMK, Samajwadi Party would not have a track, because that's a strong Hindutva belt. Both Bihar and Uttar Pradesh is a very strong Hindutva belt. I don't think BJP is going to lose this opportunity where it was given on their platter to them and a point to discuss. They are not going to leave it at it. So definitely this is going to be very, very significant issue when we run up to that election. It is equivalent to Manishankar Iyer's comment in 2014 when he made a comment saying that, Chaiwala can actually sell tea outside Congress conclave and he cannot become a prime minister. Equivalent to Chaukidar Chorhe comment or, jibe by Rahul Gandhi, and then where he went and he made an unconditional apology to Supreme Court for bringing Supreme Court also into the game. Now this comment is going to be a game changer for BJP in 2024. I think, probably Udayanidhi DMK realizes that they don't have any impact in Tamil Nadu. Major impact won't be there unless and otherwise Hindus wake up and then say, okay, enough is enough. There's not going to be much of damage for DMK here. But for the alliance, it is going to be already a pollster actually did a very small bite and then said 5 to 8% depletion in the vote share. 5 to 8% depletion in the vote share in Uttar Pradesh or Bihar. I'm sure Tejasvi Yadav, Nitish Kumar and Akhilesh Yadav would be too worried. They would even dump Congress in order to regain that percentage vote. I think that's what is going to happen, Sri Ayerji. So the update on the Bypoll result. Update on the Bypoll is, like people claim that, 4:3 for Indi alliance. It's not Indi alliance. It's not Indi alliance at all, because in West Bengal and Kerala, we need to remove. And in Uttar Pradesh, it was Samajwadi Party's seat anyway. So I don't give much of importance to that. But what matters is Boxanagar in Tripura. I think that's what is a significant message that I saw, and especially 80% vote polled went to BJP. I think that's a message. In West Bengal, less than 5,000 vote margin. That is also a significant message. In fact, Mamta would be worried. In a Bypoll scenario, if they are winning it with a very slender margin, then that would be a big worry for Mamta Banerjee.
And before we go to questions, Sriramji, I want to share a small video for our viewers. I want to show you how far this family that rules Tamil Nadu has moved from being a very deeply religious unit to what it is today, where Udayanidhi Stalin can't make up if he is a Christian one day or he is an atheist another day. So this is how far they have sunk. Some of the titles are in Tamil, but you'll be able to follow what I'm trying to say. The first picture is that of a young Muttuvel Karunanidhi. His father had named him Dakshinamurthy. I don't know why he changed that name, and when he changed that name, that's all fine. Let's just take a quick look at this video. Oops. Let's take some questions now, please. Thank you, Nayan Hazarika, for becoming a YouTube member. Pavan Kishore wants to know, Namaskaram, sir. Was there a pressure from foreign powers on dealing Nupur Sharma's case for SC to take suo moto action, whereas nothing in case of Junior Stalin? Are Hindus 8th class citizens?
Havan Kishore, I don't know whether there was a foreign foreign power pressure on SC to decide, but there was a foreign power pressure. Entire Middle East went outrageous and then issued condemnation for Nupur Sharma's command, which forced BJP to remove her from the party membership and post. I think that was a regressive step from BJP. In fact, those time I also opposed that step. BJP should, yeah.
There's an interesting side story here. The first one to throw down the gauntlet about this was Qatar. And to this day, the BJP has not questioned Qatar government for the death of close to 5,000 Indians who were working for this World Cup city that came up, where Qatar hosted the World Cup soccer. Close to 5,000 people died. 3,000 were believed to be Indian origin. Nepalis, Bangladeshis, and some Pakistanis also died. It was the heat that they were asked to work under. Until this day, the Indian government has not given an official condemnation questioning any shit against the Qatari government. And yet you cow down to their thing just because they were supplying you gas. I mean, there has to be some place the External Affairs Ministry has to bat in the front foot. The ambassador has to have all this data in his fingertips. If they say, well, you do this, then you say, why? What about this? 3,000 people died. Have you ever given them any proper compensation? You have to be able to do these things spot to spot. I don't know what happens in MEA, sir. For me, they seem to be too meek. This is just my observation. Please discover your spine. That's all I can say. Please continue, sir.
So, but SC took the decision, what they said at that point in time, because Supreme Court also has a lot of liberals as a judge, and then they took this decision. Whereas with respect to Junior Udayanidhi Stalin, in spite of a representation from 262 luminaries, eminent luminaries, no condemnation, leave alone any action, no condemnation, no response. I hope at least from early next week, if Supreme Court Chief Justice comes back and then at least files a case. There is actually a contempt of court case that was filed by one of the lawyers, Supreme Court lawyers, I think yesterday, against Delhi government and Delhi police and Tamil Nadu police, because ideally police should have registered the case. That was the direction from Supreme Court in April 2023. They have not registered the case in spite of this person giving a complaint in Delhi. They have not registered this case. So he had filed a contempt of court petition there. So let's see whether Supreme Court reacts to that. Are Hindus 8th class citizens? Maybe it is tending towards that. At least in Tamil Nadu, this is always, see, in Tamil Nadu, I think people have the Stockholm syndrome, right? I seriously feel that in Tamil Nadu, people have the Stockholm syndrome. You have been abused day in and day out, and then you start liking the person who abuses you, and then vote them back to power.
Thank you, sir. And let's go to the next question, please. Ajit Menon wants to know, has Supreme Court defined hate speech? Has Supreme Court restricted hate speech to caste, or does it include religion too?
Both. Actually, Supreme Court, when in this direction, what they gave, they actually defined hate speech. Actually, the CRPC defines hate speech also, so which includes both caste as well as religion.
Next question, please. Jayaraman wants to know, it looks like only we are discussing, but no visible action is seen so far. What is the use of doing all these discussions?
Thanks, Jairam. I think it's a very good question. I would actually respond to this as to what our forefathers, at least my forefathers in Tamil Nadu, failed to do. Because when I started appearing in TV debates and with this Thiruman, right, my father asked me, why are you doing this? Don't you think that, these political goons, he didn't name just DMK, he said political goons will target you. I said, when your punul, the sacred thread, was cut, and when the your hair was cut by this Dravidian movement as an opposition to Brahmins or hatred towards Brahmins, if any one of you stood back and then slapped them on their face, I don't think I need not do this, at this point in time. At least I do not want to leave a legacy to my kids, that these practices or these hatred is went unquestioned. So hope that answers, Jayaraman, that a discussion is creating a public awareness. It's not just one person, or it's not just the government who should do it. It is a question of public awareness and then reaction. When Vairamuthu talked ill of Andal, even now there's no action taken. But every walks of life, not just Brahmins, Yadavas, other castes, everybody came onto the road and then started protesting. That should continuously happen, and that is why we are doing all these discussions. Sorry, sir. Back to you.
No problem, Jairam, and I want to add to you, it's not just people are talking, okay? I have a first-hand experience of somebody who has tried to do something about it. You don't know how badly Tamil Nadu as a state has been damaged. What happens is, do you want to know which district, which panchayat, which taluk has what percentage of which caste? Do you know the database? Accurate database to the year. Do you know where that exists? It exists on a website on the United States called Project Joshua. You go to Project Joshua, you go to enter, choose India, choose the state, choose the district. It will tell you to the decimal percentage how many of which caste are there. Why did they do this thing? Because they wanted to convert. They knew that these things have to be done in order for them to eventually capture power. What is the goal? The Christian organizations of United States, they cannot force Americans to come to a church. They cannot force Western Europe to come to church. Instead, what they have decided to do is, we have all this money lying around. We can always keep lying to our congregation, saying that millions are starving in India, get money, and then we will figure out a way to become politically assertive. This is the same formula they used to hive off East Timor from Indonesia. Go back and look at the history, how many years it took. Today, East Timor is a republic and it is Christian. This is the same thing they have in mind for the northern part of Sri Lanka and eventually all of Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu. Together, that will become what they would call as a Dravida Nadu, or whatever nonsense that these are people are dreaming up. These are people sitting in air-conditioned rooms in the United States, dreaming up all these things, and they have sepoys, they have peons, they have coolies who will take these pieces of money, bread, and then start doing this thing. Long story short, why were they saying all these things? Jayaraman, what people have done is, they have identified the root cause. The root cause in the conversion-rich belts is, the first thing that will happen is the murti will get stolen. Once the murti gets stolen from a temple where most of the community worships, then the community doesn't go to the temple because there's no murti, right? So then what happens? Then the Christian groups come in there and start, making fun. Ha, 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 ha. The God that you believed in so much couldn't even save himself. Church, Jesus saves. This is the story they'll give you. So a few public-spirited individuals, what they have done is, okay, tell us where the murti has been stolen. They go to that site. They find out the Sthala Puranam, meaning what exactly happened, what is the deity, and then they go about getting stapatis to do the same, recreate the same exact murti. Then they don't wait for anybody else. They are Brahmins. They go and they do the Kumbhabhishekam. They have been ordained. They have been taught how to do this thing. They do the Kumbhabhishekam, and before they're doing or during this process, they go to the community leaders in all the different castes and communities in that village. They say, look, you think that I am the highest caste and I am the most discriminatory. Look at me. I am going and dining with the Dalit. If I can do that thing, why can't you? Because they want to bring about unity in these villages where such things happen. Now, this thing requires a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. And the other side is not keeping quiet. They try to use, strong arm tactics. So please don't tell me that people have not just done anything about it. But how many are doing this thing? How many of us are retired or even taken voluntary retirement, 55 upwards? Until 75, you can be very active today. How many of you have gotten off your armchairs and come to the streets? What is Udayanidhi going to do? Go and protest in front of his house in Gopalapuram? I'm talking to all of you Gopalapuram Brahmins. Why can't you just go and protest in front of his house? So what is he going to do? He'll put you in a bus. He'll take you and keep you for 2 hours somewhere, and then he'll come and let you back. If not, he's going to put you in jail. Then you'll get a bail in 2-3 days. So what? Go and have bhajan inside the jail. Make the jail sing the praises of the Lord there. Why can't you do this thing? Do you think it's easy for me to take the risk and stick my neck out for all these things? What do I get in return? What does Sriram Seshadri get in return? People are saying that I'm hot today. I'm trying to tell you that you have a role too. Don't just armchair your way and just keep saying something. I'm not chastising you, Jayaraman. This it is to all the people who are just, they are happy with their retirement life. They'll read the Hindu front page to end page, and then they'll comment the country is going to dogs. Well, you are the one that is letting it to go to dogs. Do something about it. Next question, please. Srikant Prabhu Desai wants to know, had Supreme Court defined circumstances when suo moto action is to be taken? Guys, why are you breaking down? You have to do it, you have to do it. Come on, don't go to all these low level. Please go ahead, sir.
There's no need for a definition. Was there a definition that made Supreme Court to take a suo moto action on Nupur Sharma? Or now even look at in Tamil Nadu, suo moto action has been taken by the High Court judge reopening all the closed cases. There's no definition. The court feels right, they have the right to do that. It's as simple as that. There's no need for definition of circumstances.
Ruben Loganathan wants to know why BJP top government leaders are not asking why SC is not taking up this case quickly. As Dr. Swami said, BJP leaders are weak and slow in getting things done. Time for Amit Shah to do his work as Home Minister.
Sir, my point of view is, as a government, you cannot interfere in Supreme Court actions because
they will use that against you. Yeah.
It is an independent, judiciary is independent from the governance. That's one of the pillars. So they can't do that. But what they have done is they have created a pressure. They have created a pressure on now Supreme Court has to act because the pressure is being created across the nation. And of course, there is probably one of the person who had gone and filed a case, and BJP through their lawyers will file a case. In Uttar Pradesh, there have been few cases filed. In Bihar, cases had been filed. So this case would be filed, and then for which there has to be a closure of the case, which will anyway come to the court. So I don't think government can step in and then say that instruct Supreme Court to do anything.
Next question, please. Vasanta Ramaswamy wants to know, BSY confirmed 4 seats to JDS. Last time opposition won only 1 out of 28. BJP would share to Ajit Pawar, Shinde, Baswan, EPS, JDS. What would they be grateful to Modi post-elections? Would they be grateful to Modi post-elections?
Good question, Vasanta Ramaswamy. But my take is, they don't have to be grateful to Modi because Modi probably will not need their support to form the government. What Modi wants probably is to cross that 400 mark, also ensure that Congress Mukt Bharat. So if these people help in that process, Congress go once again third time in a row below 54 seats. Why I'm holding on to that 54 seats? It's a 10% of the Lok Sabha number, that is 543. Unless otherwise someone has 54 or above, that party cannot claim leader of opposition. 2014 and 2019, it's a magnanimity of Modi, which has given Adhiranjan Chaudhary, the leader of opposition, as a title. It's a cabinet rank actually, and it is a magnanimity of the government. They don't have to do it. So that's what Modi will try to do. They will want to decimate Congress so that Congress already, it's fragmented. It will go further fragmented. So it's all is fair in love and war and politics. So 28, they'll get sweep 28 out of 22 with JDS support, 28 out of 28 with JDS support, and they'll cross that 350, 400 mark, whatever they have in their mind.
Next question, please. Nishikant Reddy, thank you so much. Are Hindu organizations and society paralyzed by missionaries' narratives in TN? Why are they so docile in Tamil Nadu? Why Hindus keep voting DMK to power?
Okay, good question, Nishikant
So
Reddy.
just to answer one question, sir, because we're running up against time, just answer
Yeah,
one question, sir. Then we have one more question to go through. Thank
sure.
you.
Only one question. It's not paralyzed. One thing what we fail to do is we don't study our Idigahasas, Puranas, our cultural background and our scripts. They do it a lot. So the moment when they come and say the Varnashrama Dharmam and then say, there is a discrimination, people believe it. And when they say it 10,000 times, when they say it 1 lakh times, people believe it. I think that's where the problem is. And that's where the division came up, and then that's why the DMK is coming back to power once again and again. This is slowly breaking up, but let's see.
Next question, please. Shashank, thank you so much. Sir, it seems that PTR is distancing from DMK. Do you think that people like PTR, Sendil Balaji may split the DMK?
I don't think so, Shashank, that PTR will distance himself from DMK because he is also marginalized within DMK. Senthil Balaji will not split DMK, but he'll eventually spill the beans, and then which will be trouble for the first family. I think that's what would happen, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, sir. And with that, we bring to a close today's program. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We had about 500 odd likes and about 1,000 viewers watching throughout this program. So it would have been nice if we had more likes than that, because average, but probably 5,000 people watch this program thus far. We would like to see 5,000 likes, because once we have that kind of a like traffic, this thing goes through the roof and goes viral. Thank you once again, Sriramji. And we'll be back again with Sriramji tomorrow morning on Tamil. P Guru's Tamil. We are going to talk about a different topic. And once again, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Namaskar.